guys are just getting started. Of course, there's Game On, the German. And up first, though, is going to be Skyllus from the USA. He's going to be breaking. And doesn't manage to sink anything there, so a fairly poor break.
Well, it looks like we did have the coin toss, and it looks like 8 ball was actually selected, which, you know, I prefer, to be quite honest. 4 ball is a little bit confusing, so we are going to be playing traditional 8 ball here.
Well, we'll see. We could see 4 ball after this.
We could very well, yeah. We could very well.
They'll play the 8 ball game. We'll see a 4 ball game, and then they flip a coin to decide after that who goes on.
Nothing potted here off the first shot. We're going to see Skyllus step up to the table. So that was Game On actually, who just potted. So should be Game On again here. He does have control of the table.
And he's going to be playing solids here. A good first pot there by him. Now taking a look, trying to line up. Is he going to go for the red or the yellow?
I'd imagine the red. Yep, here's the red. Couldn't put screw on that shot, but you can see he's put running side on it, so he's actually got the angle for the next pot. So 2 in a row, and see if he can make it 3 in a row here and start to clear up. Does have the option of going to the top left pocket if he does so decide, or the bottom left, and it looks like he's going to go bottom left here for the green ball, so possibility here of a 3 ball combo, Mike.
I like this shot just because he's going to break up that corner there. You see a lot of stripes in there. It's really convoluting that area. Doesn't really put himself in a very good position, but of course that purple there could, he's going to go for the yellow.
I don't know, actually. I think he's going to try and, he's going to go for the purple here. Looks like he's going to go top right for the purple, to be quite honest.
I don't really think he has a choice here.
See, that red stripe is right in the way of his shot on the purple, so yeah, you can see that he's thinking about playing it with a lot of top side on, but it's one of those where really he's only got 5 seconds now to actually play his shot. If he doesn't play it, he will forfeit. There we go. There's the yellow.
Excellent shot there. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. I really think he didn't have a lot of options there, but it looked like he really opened it up. He used the top perspective of the game to see where the balls were placed, and he just managed to get it around that purple somehow.
4, 5, and the 7 balls all been potted. Got the stripes still on the table. It's one of these situations where really I wouldn't expect a pot out of this. We're not probably going to see a 5 combo. If we do, it should be a fluky shot, really, to be quite honest, wouldn't it?
It would be a very fluky shot. I love the move he made 2 balls ago where he did break up that corner a little bit, and doesn't really do much for himself there, making it a bit easier for Skyllus to get into this.
We do have a plant on in the top right corner, you can see though, with the yellow and the purple stripes, but looks like we are going to see a shot onto the green here. A little bit of left hand side to bring it back for the corner pocket. Yep, nicely played, beautifully done. Oh, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon though. Let's check it out.
Just a
no,
little
we should
bit.
be able to put the red down. Should be a quite easy shot actually.
A little bit too much movement on that ball.
Let's see what he's going to play here. Yeah, it does look like he's going to play that red. Is he going to try and cannon in off the purple stripe here? Dangerous shot.
It's going to be interesting. I think he's going to have to use that red ball to get that purple in. And as the clock runs down here, we'll find out exactly what he's going to do.
Unfortunately, he has left it over the pocket though, so that pocket is covered at least. But he has left on the pot here for his opponent, which is never good, really. I mean, we're going to see a situation unfold here where now Game On, we've controlled the table. Of course, he already potted 5 balls down, so this should be the 6, and only 2 more and the black to remain. So if he can sink this, probably going to be in a good position. Yep, there's the pot. Didn't really play it with any stun though. Got back to the orange, and it looks like he's got position on that red to move it out of the pocket, Mike.
He's got excellent position here. It looks like he might choose to go for the purple there. He did put a bit of left side on that, which did give him fairly good placement. I think the cue ball sank back towards the cushion a little bit too much, but he should be able to make this shot.
I think he's realized that red will not go down, so only option left on the table here is the purple or a safety shot on the orange. 6 seconds left to play his shot, weighing the options. Nice pot.
Excellent play there. Doesn't worry about his next shot there. Of course, all those stripes down at the other end. He knew that cue ball was going to end up on this end of the table, which is going to give Skyllus a very good opportunity to get himself back in there. Of course, he's got that 1 red stripe ball there in excellent position. I don't know if you'd want to move that though. Do you want to keep it there?
That's what I was saying. He wants to keep it there because that pocket is now his. I mean, that's there's no way that you're going to see that orange sneak past that red without potting the red. So I think we're going to see a safety shot here. He's going to try and get the cue ball to the top end of the table and make sure that he has to pot that red, because that red at the moment is going to be the bane of his existence. Oh, there's the foul.
Disaster.
Not exactly what he was looking for, but oh well, still got an almost unassailable lead here, unless we see Skyllus actually pull out something special. This should be Game On's game, really, shouldn't it?
Well, Game On, as I mentioned before, is playing spoiler here, and so far he's at a very good round. He's now going to have to go for that 8, which he's going to have a lot of trouble actually hitting. Really, he's just going to have to put himself in a position to...
Oh, nice jump shot. Beautifully done. I was going to say, if he didn't play the jump shot, there'd be a chance that he could have put the black ball in and actually fouled us. So, you see another plant and 2 down at once. Nicely done. So, well, 2 against 1 with the balls on the table. The black's still in play, of course. Are we going to see this blue go down here? So we probably are, actually. He's got a nice angle on the shot, and he's going to be able to move that orange as well. A little bit of check side on this, and this will be a perfect shot. Let's see what he can pull off. Going for the double. That was, well, miles off, to be quite honest.
Just a little bit too much cushion there on the bottom left side, and that has put his opponent into a much better position than he was before.
You see, just weighing up the options here for the orange pot. It's got to be bottom right here with this orange, and then well, try and get around the back end of the black, pop that to the middle. But will the black actually go to the middle? Looks like it will. It will go past the yellow stripe, but again, playing safe here, making sure that there's no way of Skyllus actually potting. Smart play. Saying that, the plant might be on. Will that yellow go past the black without hitting it?
We saw Sheedow make an excellent shot once where we didn't think the angle was there, and he managed to make it, and I think this may be the exact same case. If he pots the blue and yellow now, he'll be in an extremely good position.
Nice.
Brilliant play. Skyllus bringing himself back into this, and I really thought this game was won, and he's managed to really turn this around in his last 3 shots.
Now I'm digging the sort of jazz music, I have to say.
I'm loving it too.
It looks like this black is going to be a nice easy pot into the bottom left pocket, so you'd have to say that, you know, coming back from the situation that he found himself in, pretty good comeback.
Well, I think you know, pool, be it virtual or be it real life, is you know, a game of not only just trying to pot your own balls, but obviously put your opponent in a disadvantage. And we saw a very poor shot early in the game, or mid-game, I'd say, by Game On that orange ball where he didn't really do much with it, and he really put the cue ball in a bad position for himself and managed to give the game away. So there you have it, 8-ball going the way of Skyllus from the USA, the Gears of War player from America. 0-2 in the tournament. It was a must-win game there, and he manages to walk away with that. Of course, we're going to be playing 4-ball now as they get this set up.
So let me get this straight. If let's say that Sheedow, Game On, actually wins the 4-ball, we'll have a coin toss then to decide whether it's going to be another game of 4-ball or whether it's going to be 8-ball.
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I'd rather see the 8-ball. I think it's a little bit more exciting than watching the gentleman's game of billiards. But
I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised, Jay. There's I've you know, played this game quite a bit now, and I must say that there's an art in this 4-ball. It's, you know, it's very popular in Korea, as I was saying, and basically you have 2 balls on screen, 2 reds, and each opponent has a cue ball, 1 yellow, 1 white, and ultimately it's a game of angles. There's no pocketing of balls or anything like that. It's just about hitting both of the red balls. So we're going to see a shot right off the bat, which basically starts things off. You don't really get any points. You're going to, both players will be starting at 21, I must say, and they want to work their way down. So you gain points for not hitting any of the red balls or hitting your opponent's cue ball, and you lose points for hitting the 2 reds, which is good.
yeah, the lower the score, the better you are. So we're going to see the 4-ball start here. Do you know who was first up there for the first shot?
I think it was Skyllus, actually, but yes, it was Skyllus. Game On's turn, right? Oh, sorry, it was Game On. So Game On opening up fairly well there.
Yep, getting the points on the board. See if we can see, well, got to hit the 2 red balls, of course, and the angle that's on the table at the moment is an extraordinary angle. I think the only way of hitting the second red is to force the first red onto that second red. Are we going to see that? Oh, nicely done. That's going to be the cue ball hitting the second red. So will that count?
That doesn't count. That's gains points there because he hit his opponent's cue ball. You don't want to touch your opponent's cue ball. You want to stay away from it, and that's where the strategy is going to come into this. It's not only about separating the red balls for your opponent, but it's also about trying to put your cue ball between the 2 red balls so that the angles are just not there. And I think this was a good example of that. The way that placement was there by didn't really go into the center of the table as much as I think he wanted it to with a white ball, but he may have put his opponent into a bit of a pickle.
Possibility of a double strike here if he plays it with enough power coming off the top pocket, top cushion, I should say. There we go. Not quite though. A little bit too much screw back on that. In fact, he's going to give a foul away because he hit his opponent's white ball. So one of those situations, I suppose. But that was, it could have been played a little bit better than that, couldn't it?
Well, both opponents now gaining points there. They're plus score now 22 all, and not a very good opening round from either player. The break was actually a fairly nice shot, but Game On was unable to use it. And that shot there, just the cue ball coming back and kissing the first red and blocking it from hitting the second.
It looks like the 2 reds are going to be a little bit easy to strike in this situation, but the white cue ball of the opponent is going to be in the way of that red, so could very well see another foul here. Let's see if we get the red strike. Nope, missed it by an absolute country mile, so that's going to be another point on the board here. It's like you said, it is a game of angles. I do prefer the 8 ball myself.
I think right now we're not exactly seeing a good Crom match being played, to be fair. Crom being 4 ball. They've had a lot of opportunities here. There's no excuses, and both players showing, I think, right now why they are winless.
Wow, that was quite the terrible miss from Skyllus. I'm not quite sure what Skyllus was thinking there. All he had to do was play that red with pretty much dead center on the cue ball, and he would have struck the other red. That was just a little bit dire, to be quite honest. 22-22 the score anyway. We're going to now see Game On back up on the table. Possibility here that he could actually clip both if he puts enough left hand side in, which he has done. Here we go. There's the clip.
Excellent shot.
That's going to bring him back down to 21, and that's exactly what we've been waiting to see, isn't it, Mike?
Now you're going to see a good string of combos here by him. I really didn't think he'd have that, just because the red ball was very sunk into that far left corner, and there was just enough room between the ball and the cushion for it to bounce around a little bit and then come out and nick the other red. And a second excellent shot there. So that's going to be 2 in a row for him, bringing his score down to 20.
Yeah, we're going to see these 2 red balls, of course, exceptionally close to each other as well, which is going to make connecting with both of them that little bit easier. We're going to see a little bit of topside here to follow through. If he plays on that angle, I can't really see him hitting both of them unless he puts some bottom on it. There we go, there's the bottom.
Oh, and he doesn't manage to get it. That was beautiful English there, but just didn't quite work out.
Too much running on it though.
Exactly.
Too much running side. If that would have been played a little bit with a little bit more stump as opposed to check or running side, would have actually hit. So I suppose throwing away quite an easy shot, but getting 2 in a row nonetheless. That's a good start, I suppose.
Well, I think that he had the spin on the ball right. He just obviously just didn't hit it hard enough.
Maybe if he would have hit it like 3 times as hard, he could have come off the opposite.
Yeah, well, he was very soft there.
Here's Skyllus. Skyllus getting a double connection. Nicely done. Going to be up again for another shot, but this is going to be an exceptionally tricky shot. You can see the distance between the 2 reds, and I'm guessing it's going to have to be a lot of right-hand side played on the cue ball here to get it back around the table. Let's see. Almost scared about the chance of a double kiss, but it looks like he's. Will that count if you hit the 2 reds together?
It needs to be the cue ball, unfortunately. So two in a row there for Skyllus, both tied at 20.
First to 0, of course, will win. So quite some time left to play here in this 4-ball game of Crom 3D. I'm Jack, of course. He's Mike Benbenning. We are coming to you live from WCG in Cologne. Great day of first play, wasn't it? I mean, the first day's coverage. I'd have to say the Counter-Strike, especially, really good games.
Now, I don't commentate on Counter-Strike, most people know that, but I was very, very interested in what was going on. There was some absolute stunners of matches happening. MYM, the match that they lost was absolutely a walkover, and I think a lot of people's heads were turned, and I think that Counter-Strike tournament has been blown open.
Yeah, Eastro definitely sat atop the Counter-Strike scene here at WCG. I think they've got to be the favourites after the performances they put in against MIBR and MYM as well. I mean, really handling them quite easily. MIBR, of course, going out in the group of death, Group C, so they're going to be a little bit despondent about that. Nice strike, that's going to be free hit combo now, so they're going to say, I believe that's going to bring the scores down to 19.
It should be 17-20 now.
17-20.
So Skyllus, in a good position right now. The German player, a very good player, but Skyllus, I think, since his arrival here in Cologne, has stepped up.
Well, Skyllus, of course, taking the initial 8-ball game, so Skyllus can take the 4-ball. That will be the victory in the bag, of course. And like he did say, he does need to win his 2 remaining games to go through to the single elim stage. So Skyllus probably thinking, let's get it done now, and let's get down to 0 as quickly as possible.
And interesting shot there, just didn't have enough on it. And you see the head put down by Game On. Skyllus gets another opportunity to open this game up. Of course, we're playing C3D here.
Nice, well played on the angles though. Just really didn't actually take his time, but knew that shot was on. So we are going to see possibly a 2-ball combo here because those reds aren't too far away from each other. Then again, not enough checks. I played it again. I mean, this is just one of those things where you'd think after the performance that we saw in the 8-ball, shots like that would be easy, but apparently not.
Well, I think both players are just having a lot of trouble with the English here, and they try to put a bit of backspin on it. They try to put a bit of check on it, and they just haven't been able to accomplish anything when they've went with those moves.
Again, the straight follow through though would have taken him off the top cushion and hit the hit the other red with the cue ball, the yellow ball, of course. But trying to get too fancy again, putting swerve on it, and making sure that he has screw on it. Could have just put the top on it and played it nice and plain and follow through. Anyway, we are going to see a double strike here from Skyllus. That's going to bring him down to 15. 20 plays 15 now. It's looking like this is going to be a fairly one-sided game of football, Mike. Well,
I think the German really just gave it away with that last play there. Skyllus is going to feel I say, commentator's kiss of death right there. That shot should have been made there.
That was quite the dire shot, to be quite honest. It's going to afford the game on a little bit, chance here to actually get a combo going. Only has to tap this red, put it up against the red, and he can play the next shot quite easily, of course.
Now, some people are probably at home watching this and going, obviously the WCG, the World Cyber Games, it's about sport, it's about cyber athleticism, it's about being the best in the world, and of course C3D I don't think comes to people's minds as a game that you would see at an event like this. And pool and billiards are sports, and of course seeing it in a virtual world is, I would argue, in some ways, playing the way that these players do. Basically they're looking at a two-dimensional game here, or world, and they're having to use a 3D element to decide how to use that cue on nothing really. So it's a very, very intense and difficult game, and you have to give a lot of credit to the players here, because some of the shots you're going to see later on in this C3D tournament are going to be simply unbelievable.
This is going to be a tricky shot to say the least here. Not quite sure you can put enough run inside on this to actually get it back around the table. Yeah, there you go.
He tried. It was a good shot. Wasn't able to do it.
Just too extreme on the angle to come off the bottom cushion and actually get the connection on the second red. So the scoreline 20-15 still remains. We're now going to see Game On step up to the table. He is playing with the yellow cue ball, of course. And there's the connection. Nicely done, but he did hit the white cue ball, so I don't think that will count for it, Mike.
We'll find it right now. We'll have to get the referee's decision. It does count there. I think it's as long as your cue ball doesn't hit the other cue ball.
Chance on here to put a bit of a streak together if he does play this double correctly. See if that is even if he decides to play it as a double, but I think I'd play it. Yeah, there we go. Didn't play the double. I would have played it off the top cushion and tried to force the red into the other red, but definitely a smarter shot. Didn't actually think about that shot, to be quite honest. Let's see if we can make it a free hit combo here. A little bit different from free hit combos in Virtua Fighter 5, of course, which will be coming up much later here on the second stream. In fact, that's tomorrow, in fact, with myself and Red Eye. That's promises to be some great beat-em-up action, doesn't it, Mike?
Oh, it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. I think every game here has just been blown open. A lot of players being beaten out. Favorites. I mentioned earlier the UK, Chrissy B, along with Apollo going out yesterday. Two of I think are of our strongest medal hopes leaving the tournament with their heads down. Apollo, of course, will be joining me for the Command and Conquer at 2 p.m. So I highly recommend you join us for that.
Apollo, the first WCG medalist for the UK, not going to be able to repeat that feat that he actually picked up last year. I guess he's going to be a little bit despondent, but then again he gets to cast with the legend Mike Van Bennick, so he can't be that upset, can he?
I think, I wonder if he's more excited about casting with me or actually coming to the event representing the UK. I would probably go for the first one.
I was going to say that, but then I thought, no, I'll let Mike say that. He's not got that big of an ego. We don't need to feed it that much. So anyway, the scoreline 15-17. Game on a little bit of a comeback here. Didn't get the connection on that second red though, so the table is going to go back up to Skyllus. Skyllus just seems to be one step ahead here in the 4-ball. Of course, still 15 shots to actually put together for him to take the victory. Only 2 points of difference now. The 8-ball did go the way of Skyllus, but it was an exceptionally close game, wasn't it?
I think Game On really gave it away in the mid there when he had to go for the orange in the 8-ball game, and he just put Skyllus in such a great position. Skyllus, all of his balls were down at the close end, and unfortunately the 8 and the orange were both kind of mixed in with that, and really Game On tried to play the orange ball to the pocket and ended up just choking when he should have actually just put himself up in a better position to stop a stripes going in.
Well, Skyllus a little bit unfortunate there, a little bit more left-hand side on the red ball, and he would have actually hit the second red, but I suppose he's still got that 2-point lead, so he's not exactly freaking out just yet. There's the double strike coming in from the German Game On, of course. So
good positioning here. That was got a bit of kiss there, but it seems to have worked out well here.
Yeah, and if you look at the way those 2 reds are set up at this point, possibility of putting a little bit of deep screw on this yellow cue ball and actually just screwing back down the table to hit the red off the cushion. Here we go. Oh, very unfortunate.
Excellent shot, though. I'll give him that. He had some guts there. He did it almost exactly as you said. Put his screw and then it just swung right back. He just it wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, if he would have put a little bit more right-hand side, then perhaps he would have hit, but just was not to be, I'm afraid. Looks like we're going to see Skyllus here narrowly missing the second red.
And hitting the cue ball, it's going to grab a point to him. So 15-16 now, or 14-16.
Game On back on the table. Nice easy double here. No reason it should miss this, of course. I think plays it with a lot of top hand side. Yep, nicely done. And again, keeping those two balls close together is going to mean it's a little bit easy to hit, isn't it, Mike?
Well, it really doesn't. It takes the angles portion out of the game almost. You don't really have to worry about trying to put screw or English on anything. And also, you know, as I was saying, you want to use your cue ball if you're in a poor position to block your opponent. And when the 2 reds are close together, and if you know you don't have the angle, it's almost better just to tap the first red and then put your ball in front of the opponent's cue.
Yeah, most definitely. You can see we've got Game On here setting up with a screw. Nicely done. Separated those 2 reds by quite some distance though, so it's going to be a much trickier shot. You have to play a lot of right-hand side off the first red to actually connect with the second one. Let's see if he can do this. Just weighing up his shot. Here it comes. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate.
Should have had that one.
Well, not going to get the 4-hit combo, but that's going to be 3 points on the board here for Game On. So Game On, you'd have to say, got to be feeling fairly good about the last 3 or 4 times he's actually visited the table, because he's been taking away Skyllus' lead.
Well, he now has a lead for the first time, 13-14. The German showing some spirit now. Of course, he's out of the tournament. He's playing spoiler right now. Skyllus took the first game of 8-ball. We're now playing 4-ball. And Skyllus, who had a commanding lead earlier in the game, has let that gap diminish really quickly here as he lets his opponent take the lead for the first time.
You know what I've only just noticed?
Excellent shot there.
They've got the Samsung logo actually on the table. How cool is that?
It's excellent.
That's awesome. That's like, you know, I'm not usually one for shilling, but I do have to say what Samsung have actually put on for WCG over the 78 countries and the finals. It is a thing of beauty, and I'm actually glad that, you know, the WCG have partnered up with Samsung, because this wouldn't be possible without companies such as Samsung, would it?
Well, of course not. I think a lot of Korean companies are obviously involved in the WCG and so on. Samsung being, I'll sell Samsung to you, Jay, right now. They make the best televisions in the world. I think that 99% of people, especially who work in media or broadcast, would agree that Samsung televisions are absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, hard to disagree. And not only that, they're supporting esports, so they're always going to get my bang for my buck. Just the simple fact that companies like Microsoft and Samsung actually do put the money down on the table and help progress esports, so they're going to get my purchasing power from now on, I think.
Of course. So I'm just saying, you know, you can say that they help support esports, but I mean their products are amazing.
Yeah, and they also make great products as well.
Yeah,
it's a nice bonus.
Exactly. Sometimes there's some companies that, well, I think some companies that do sponsor events like this, if their products don't, you know, aren't the best, then gamers will actually be despondent to them. Where a company like Samsung is perfect. I think Razer's another big example of a company that really steps up. AMD.
To understand the pro gamers, I think that's the difference between some of the sponsors out there and you know, the likes of Samsung, that they actually have a good grasp on what is needed from the TVs they actually produce for gamers, and they have specific TVs that are for that purpose and monitors as well. Anyway, Karom 3D is well underway here. 14 plays 11. It's one of these situations where we are playing the 4-ball, of course. The 8-ball went on a little bit earlier, about 20 minutes ago, and we did see Skyllus actually take the 8-ball victory. This is, of course, coverage of the WCG Grand Finals from Cologne, Germany. I'm Jay Atkins, he's Mike Van Bennick. Pleased to bring you Karom 3D coverage. I have to say, I was kind of there's a little bit of trepidation about covering Karom. I was a little bit nervous about it. I was thinking, okay, this might not be as entertaining. I have to say I'm quite enjoying it at the moment, though.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The thing is actually, if you look out there, Jay, there's actually quite a crowd of people cheering on Germany right now. That's developed. So a surprisingly large crowd. So it's good to see people coming out and supporting their countrymen here. Game on at 9, taking a huge lead now, commanding lead that Skyllus once had, that gave away. So 5 separating the two opponents here. Skyllus must win. And right now it's not looking as he's going to walk away with this game of 4-ball.
Yeah. Just to go back to your previous point about the German fans, I have never seen esports fans as despondent as and as upset as when Alternate Attacks actually went out. I mean, Knochen, the German Counter-Strike caster, better known as Bone to the UK players, of course, he was just a little bit down in his mouth. He was like, "Oh, no Germans! It's the Germans, not Germans." I was kind of, you know, I was hoping that we would see a German team in the single elim stage for the Counter-Strike.
Oh, it would have been nice to see one in the semi-finals.
Yeah, just
I know the chances of them making it with this contest, it's just so extreme. The actual competition in Counter-Strike this year, it's excellent to see, of course, but it would have been nice to see the Germans, of course, in the single elim.
Yeah, not just for Counter-Strike either. I mean, it's the competition across all the games that we have here at WCG, all the WCG disciplines. Competition is absolutely fierce. I mean, the Karom is probably one of the weaker games when it comes to the actual competitive scene, but the Halo, of course. I mean, we got Virtua Fighter, we got the FIFA, which has been just horrendously competitive. Just ask Mikey B about that, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say Mikey B? I was looking at you and I said Mikey B. Just ask Chrissy B, of course, about the FIFA, and he would tell you that it's quite a bit more competitive than CGS, obviously, because he is one of the more dominant, if not the most dominant player in CGS.
Well, I think, you know, the CGS FIFA players, nothing against any of them, but, you know, the FIFA is a huge game, and having one player for each team represent, you know, their city, you're not going to get the best. It's just impossible. Of course, the Berlin Alliance is probably one of the fortunate teams because they get to draft from probably the biggest populace out of any of the countries. The UK, on the other hand, 60 million people, is a lot smaller. Very fortunate to have two teams.
Bear in mind about that, though, all the combined drafts for the European stuff has happened in the UK so far, so we perhaps haven't seen the turnout of FIFA players that you would, you know, expect to see if it was an EU draft.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah, it's very true. But I think that America is another example. You know, there's 8 teams in the States.
8 teams.
8 teams in America, and they, you know, only 8 FIFA players. And I mean, you look at the 2 names that I know, like Michael Ribeiro, who made the FIFA Interactive World Cup final, and Ramos, but he wasn't an American. He was maybe South American, and you know, those are 2 players who arguably are 2 of the best in the world who cannot be a part of it. FIFA also SK Gaming's hero, one of the set of twins who are pretty much the most successful WCG athletes in FIFA ever. Yep. Hero, of course, taking back-to-back World Cyber Games. 2003, he had, of course, runner-up. So he's not part of CGS, and I think that just kind of shows that maybe drafts could go a bit better in the future for different countries and so on.
Well, meanwhile, whilst we've been talking about competitive FIFA and the WCG disciplines, we've seen Game On actually take a fairly commanding lead here, 14-7. It looks like if this is Game On still on the table, that's going to go 14-6 by the looks of it, because that was a double strike on those two reds. Just to make sure that it was. No, I don't think it was actually. I think this is Skyllus now on the table. Should have really written down that Skyllus was playing which ball. It looks like he's going to get the second shot as well. Nicely done. That's going to be now 12-7 if I am correct. And it looks like the two players start to get a better grasp on the angles that need to be played here.
Well, I think the game's really opened up now. So 13-7, Game On, stringing together a number of shots now.
There's the very unfortunate kiss that's going to make sure that red second strike does not happen. Perhaps if that kiss hadn't have happened, it wouldn't have changed the angle so drastically, and we could have seen a second strike. 13-7 the scoreline, of course. 6 points in the difference. Very unfortunate again. Another nasty kiss off the opponent's cue ball.
Now, to end this off, of course, once the players get rid of their score, they actually have to make their final shot a 3 bumper shot. So the ball is going to have to go off the cushions 3 times while hitting the 2 red balls at the same time. So the beginning of the match, I would say that both of these players maybe would have had a problem doing that. Now, not so much. I think they're really starting to get the angles down and make it an interesting game.
Terrible miss by Skyllus. That was, I'm not quite sure if Skyllus is a little bit ruffled by the fact that Game On, giving him such a good game here on the 4 ball, but really could have played that shot 10 times better just by playing a little bit of stun on the cue ball, not going for the fancy shot, Mike.
Didn't go for the fancy shot at all. I think maybe nerves might be getting to him now because he knows he has to win this. And if of course Game On walks away with this, all he's looking for is a bit of pride.
Yeah, trying to salvage a little bit of pride because of course he isn't going to qualify at this point. Like you did say, he is going to be trying to act as spoiler here. So we got Skyllus back on the table. Let's see if Skyllus can actually connect with this second red.
Not seeing a lot of plus points here, which is nice. Not a lot of tapping off the opponent's cue ball. Of course, Game On had it down to 7 and picked up a point just a few step-ups ago, but now he's going to have an opportunity here to bring it back. Of course, up in the right corner, you have the timer. Each player gets 30 seconds to line up their shot, choose if they're going to put some English on it. And that shot just did not go Game On's way.
Yeah, the white cue ball well in the way though. There was no way of putting enough check side on it to get around without touching that white ball. So this really is Skyllus' game now. If you can double this red off the cushion, hit the second red. Oh, very unfortunate kiss. If he maybe would have put a little bit more power on it and got the cue ball further away from that red, she could have actually put together a decent combo. And really now the table is open here for Game On. All Game On has to do is keep those 2 reds together, and he can actually get quite a few hits here, couldn't he, Mike?
Well, he should have it very easy here. And of course he does. And he set himself up excellently here. This should have a huge effect on the score now. He's just going to slowly tap these balls around and moves him away from the corner, which is obviously didn't really have much of a choice, but I think he could have went even softer there and made sure that he got at least another corner hit there, which would have guaranteed him at least another 3 points. Another shot, and now he's going to bring it back around. Beautiful play here. And Game On has set himself up here to play spoiler perfectly in the second game of this best of 3. USA Skyllus versus, of course, Germany's SHEDOW. And SHEDOW playing his Game On, looking absolutely perfect here as he puts together 4.
Yep, 13-4 now the scoreline, and I would hazard a guess that Game On could very well clear up the 4 remaining points here if he does keep control of the 2 reds against his cushion, because it doesn't get much easier than striking 2 balls that are right next to each other in billiards, of course. There's that's the 5th strike in a row. Yep, it is the 5th strike in a row, and we're going to see another one here coming off the first red onto the second red, surely. Quite sure what I was going to say. If he was going to play it to the left, I would eat my hat, because there's no way that you play a shot to the left. You should just play it straight on, which is exactly what he's going to do. Nicely done. 6th strike in a row. It's going to give us a scoreline of 13-2 now. And
now he should be able to bring this back round and bring it back to that corner if he plays this right. He's got a very good angle to go off the cushion, and
quite an easy double, to be quite honest.
Yes. It would be interesting how that first ball reacts and where it ends up on the table. That's going to be the ball that matters. If he can get enough speed on the ball to hit the second red, then he could very well bring both balls back to the end, and he's going to do it. Absolutely fantastic shots from game on to string together to 7, and he's got the final point. It's going to be a 3 cushion shot, and to be fair, he should have no problems with this whatsoever.
Now, quite an easy shot, as you can see. That's pretty much on for the plant. Didn't get the free, didn't get it off the free rails though, so obviously didn't actually get his points.
But he has set himself up pretty decently here.
I was about to say, he's just actually, well, you don't really have snookers in billiards, but that's a tricky shot here for Skyllus. He does manage to get around the cue ball, but he did actually strike it, yep, so no real way out of that. That was good strategy from game on.
And this should be an easier shot for him than that. Obviously, that last opportunity he had. Has to hit it off the 3 cushions. He's not going to do it. Gets himself 2 though. Oh, now he's on the 3 cushion shot. Sorry. You do have to erase all the points before having that opportunity, and now he's going to have it, and he should get it.
No reason that he shouldn't get this if he goes all the way around the table, which he has done. There's the double hit. And there's the 3rd rail. Here it comes. In fact, 4 rails that he managed to hit. Nicely done. That should be the game. Oh no!
He didn't. I thought he hit the ball in the top left corner there, but I guess he didn't. He should have. He didn't really have an excuse. The 2 reds were so close together that. And he sets himself up here again very nicely for his opponent. He's gonna, he really is playing spoiler here.
Most definitely chance here of the 3 cushion shot, of course. Just have to play it with a lot of power. No reason that he can't hit the red onto the red. It's just getting those free rail shots, of course.
I think the last 2 shots by game on, even though obviously the 3 cushion shot didn't work out for him, he did put just Skyllus in a bad position to shoot, and almost has it there, doesn't. And this is what I was worried about, and that is the 3 cushion shots of these 2 players. It's going to take game on a while unless he gets himself set up perfectly. Skyllus, on the other hand, set up really, and he doesn't do it. And disaster strikes the American.
Seems to be just playing shots now, hoping that they get 8 ball for the next game, so he has a chance of actually winning. Because seemingly in 4 ball, game on has the advantage. He seems to play a lot more tactically and a lot more controlled, Mike.
Well, he's definitely showing why he was the 2nd seed for Germany, where they had a very competitive Karam tournament. And of course, their game on saying exactly why his shots aren't going off the 3 cushions, just not being able to put the right amount of power on the ball. And Skyllus showing his disappointment with 4 ball, and he knows exactly what's going to happen here. He knows he's in a very poor position, and he could very well lose this 4 ball game. And of course, there's going to be a coin flip once game on wraps this up, and he is just praying to the gods that 8 ball would be the game called and not 4 ball. And I think, to be fair, I would like to see 8 ball, because I think both players are much more competitive in it.
Yeah, most definitely. Skyllus seems to have lost pretty much all interest here in 4 ball, and just about him whacking the balls around the table, not really taking the time to line the shots up. Now, are we going to see this? No, not even close. We're still going to be waiting for the 3 cushion shot from game on, of course. As soon as game on does get that, the 4 ball will go over to game on, the German. Skyllus, the American, now back on the table. Still got 13 points remaining, and those reds almost opposite ends of the table. Unless he plays an exceptionally tricky double here, doesn't really stand a chance, does he, Mike?
That he's going to lose a point there, or gain a point for not hitting anything. And I'm surprised that if he wants this game over and if he's really truly giving up, he doesn't help game on set up a shot. get those two reds together, just get this over with, because I think, as you just said, he's thrown in the towel.
Well, saying he's thrown in the towel is one thing, but we still got to see the free rail shot, and we're not going to see it. Now he misses the red. Really got to get that other red back down to the top, well, either the bottom end to the top or the top end to the bottom, just to make sure that he can actually get the power on the shot, make sure that he connects with both balls, and make sure that he hits actually three cushions. Looks like Skyllus again becoming quite impatient here, to be quite honest, just playing whatever shot is pretty much automatic on the table. He's managed to miss again, so no points here on the board for Skyllus. See if we can see Game On actually get the double connection here and those free rails. Seems like he's got the angle. I mean, if he does play the angle here off the left hand side of this red, he could actually go around and yep, there we go. Narrowly missing though. He did get the free cushions at least.
I think that was probably the last two shots that he's tried to make on this three cushion ending. Is they've both been very legitimate and very well thought out. He just, the first one, obviously that red ball was just a little bit too far stuck in the corner, and the second one here, he just the gap between the two reds was just a bit too much to overcome.
Yeah, most definitely. Of course, on the first stage, we've got StarCraft going on in about, I'd say about 10 minutes. It's going to be Tatus and Daniel, of course. Very entertaining combo.
I actually highly recommend that you watch it. It's going to be another game of Crom 3D on this channel. But I think if you're going to watch something, watch Tasteless and, of course, Daniel Lee. They're both excellent Korean StarCraft commentators. Of course, Nick, an American who he's only been over in Korea for about 7 or 8 months now, and he's made a huge name for himself over there. And he's really starting to bring StarCraft to the masses.
Well,
in Western countries.
Yeah, I mean, the Koreans, of course, they've always had the StarCraft. Was that free cushions? Please tell me that was free cushions. Yep, it was.
Good game. You get the GG there. An excellent play there. And you hear the crowd in the background there, and some hoots and the hollers. And there is quite a lot of interest in Crom 3D here at WCG. I hope you're enjoying the coverage that Jay and I are doing.
But yeah, back to the original point about the StarCraft. I mean, StarCraft is one of WCG's main focus games. You are going to see it on the main stage, of course, along with Warcraft. And I have to say, if you do only get to check out, one thing, at least check out the StarCraft. Even if you don't understand it, just to watch Tatus and Daniel, because they are quite the duo, aren't they?
They're fantastic. Of course, Daniel, a former manager and coach over in Korea, he brought in a lot of foreign StarCraft players into the scene over there, and had his team bought out, of course, by one of the major corporations. Of course, if you don't know much about the Korean StarCraft scene, major corporations own teams. It's pretty much like the FA or any football association really in any country. The big names own the teams. A lot of money's put into getting the best players and so on, and again, thoroughly recommend you watch it. Of course, Crom 3D right now, we're in the final game here of this best of three. Skyllus taking the first 8-ball match. 4-ball going the way of Sheedow from Germany. And now we're in our third game. A coin flip has determined that it'll be 8-ball, and we've just got it underway as the break happens, but nothing is potted.
Nice open table here, so it looks like we're going to see the first ball go down. That's going to be Stripes. See exactly what Game On can do here, because he does have the solids to pop.
And another, this should be an easy shot for him. Blue, bottom left.
The thing is, if you look at the actual bottom end of the table, it's pretty much all Stripe territory, so you've got to put quite a bit of screw on to get back towards the at least the mid of the table. In fact, he's going to play it with stun nicely.
Well, he puts himself in an excellent position for the green ball now, which was what I was hoping. Just didn't hit it too hard, and has now set that up for himself. Be interesting what he tries to do with the cue ball off this shot, because
you know what's actually really on here? If you look at it, the red to the green to the middle. Play that as a plant, and you would drop the red over the middle pocket, if not pot it.
And then you play the
possibility shot. I mean, whether he's going to take it, it's a risky shot. I mean,
it's really if he wants to give this away to Skyllus at this point. I don't think he does. Going to go there, and don't know when he's going to be able to do that. That red maroon ball could very well be too close to that cushion for him to pot it.
If he runs it all the way up the rail, it will go into the top pocket, though. That's the thing. So If he plays it just right with just enough stun on, no check, run inside or top, and he will pot that. Just has to get the right angle and roll it up that rail, of course. Let's see if he can do it. He's have to play it very thin though. No,
so just a little too close to the cushion there.
Well, just didn't get the right angle coming off. I mean, the white would have had to have hit it just that little bit more, well, full on, to be quite honest. It would have had to be almost dead center on the burgundy wall. Well, it's going to afford Skyllus the opportunity to get back on the table. He's going to make well, his first pot. That was very nearly a dire miss though, wasn't it, Mike?
Well, he didn't really set himself up in the end at all. He didn't do himself any favors. That's really
I don't know actually. He's got the stripe on here, and then he can go for the green stripe with the red stripe. He's, actually, with the balls the way they're set up, he does have control over the bottom half of the table, so he does have the angles to pot here and perhaps put a break together, Mike.
Well,
depending on when he's going to go for the orange ball. I don't believe he's going to
go for the green. I think that's the easy shot. He'll be able to bring himself back around to either go for the yellow or red.
Well, it's the easy shot, and I was going to say, yeah, if he plays a little bit of run inside on it, he can get back to that red quite easily. There we go, nicely done. Oh, clip the purple though. That's going to obscure the red. Really needed to cannon off the purple to move that ball and give himself a clear shot onto the red. But as we can see, he does have the. Is that going to be on for the double here? If he plays the orange just off the yellow, he might be on for the double to the middle if he puts enough spin on it. Let's see what he can do. He'll have noticed that himself, of course. Skyllus really does need to get a few balls potted here. It looks like, oh, narrow miss. Almost had the angle though.
Not a bad shot. Does set the cue ball up nicely to defend his own balls here. But he also, at the same time, that orange now way up on the other end, he's put himself in the exact same situation that Game On is in. But Game On with the advantage just because of the height of his ball, way up top right side. It's a lot better position.
We see that purple probably should go to the middle. I don't think he'll but he does go for the purple, he goes for the burgundy.
That was a good shot. That was a very nice shot. He's now cleared the top end, made sure that his remaining balls are at least 3/4 of the way down the table. Going for the red now, I believe, and it should be another easy shot for him.
Should be. But then again, with the orange in the position it is, if he's going to play for position, he's got to put a little bit of bottom left on it here to get into position onto that orange. So easy pot, but then again, if he wants to put a couple of pots together, it's going to be quite the hard combo to actually pull off. So let's see if we do get a little bit of bottom left on this red here. Nope, didn't play it really right there, and well, he fails and pots his own opponent's ball. Actually, well, I suppose he hit his own ball first, so it's not technically a foul, but not really what he wanted to do, to be quite honest.
Well, he's still keeping Skyllus in this game, to be fair. Game On needing to pot the purple and orange, and of course the stripes, yellow, red, and orange need to be going
just
for the
4
US.
and 5 left here for Game On. If Game On can actually double this orange, he's going to be in an exceptionally good position on that purple. Not going to be able to do it. Plays fairly safe here, and he's going to put it back down towards the left-hand side of the table. That means that purple and the orange are going to be almost out of reach here for Skyllus.
Should be able to get the 11 here without too much difficulty, I would say. But I said that last time, and he didn't manage to do it.
Possibility of cutting the orange into the middle pocket, but it's going to be an exceptionally tricky shot. And he's going to go for the red there for the safe shot. Nicely done.
I think you would have liked to see that red ball not bounce around in that corner as much. You would have liked to see it protect that pocket.
Game On back on the table. He's going to be looking to sink his solid orange and then go for the purple, of course.
You're really seeing this view right here. This is really just showing why that red ball is in a bad position. And if that 11 was blocking that pocket, he would have completely taken the game away from Game On.
Good shot. That orange is going to be sunk, and he's right on position here for the purple. A little bit of screw back, and he's going to be right on for the black as well. So this game is looking like it's pretty much wrapped up here for Game On. Let's see if the German can actually sink this purple. If this purple goes down, you'd have to say that's pretty much GG, isn't it?
Germany absolutely stunning the American here. Skyllus playing a very strong comeback in the first game. Has a lot of difficulty on the second and third, and I really think that's the story of both these players here at WCG 2008. Both of them not going through to the finals, and a shot missed there. We spoke too soon in this game, blown right back open. The German blowing what should have been a very easy ending to this match.
Well, still uphill struggle here for Skyllus. You can see the way his balls are actually spread out. The orange is on for the top pocket, but He's going to have to get all the way back down the red stripe and then back onto the yellow stripe, which is on the bolt cushion. So don't particularly fancy his chances here.
Oh, and disaster strikes both players back to back. The cue ball pocketed. A huge foul at probably the worst opportunity for the German, or the American, sorry. Skyllus from the States, 0-2, a must-win situation for himself as he watches his opponent place the cue ball perfectly. And here, my friends, we have a no-excuse situation. Game on. Should have walked away with this.
Most definitely. Just a little tap. There goes the ball. Right on for the black. This black is going to get dropped. I'd imagine, at least. I mean, it's as easy a shot as we've seen here in the 8-ball, so this should really go down, and we should see the German take the victory 2-1, of course. And see if it would have to be a drastic miss, to be quite honest, at this point. I mean, the 8-ball, as you can see, pretty much like in line with the pocket line.
And manages to do it quite easily. The German walking away victorious. The crowd gives a huge roar over the victory. Both players not making it out here of the WCG finals. This was C3D. I'm Mike Bemenick. Joining me was Jay Atkins. You're watching the WCG World Cyber